One, two, three, and hey everyone, welcome to our podcast here. Get behind me, not stay there. Today we're interviewing author Nicholas Sheridan Stanton. He's the author of the Gumshoe Diaries. Great new book, just come out, and we want to welcome you, Nick. Thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great, and you're coming in from Los Angeles, correct?
Yes, I am.
And Los Angeles is pretty much where the Gumshoe Diaries is centered. Is that correct?
Absolutely. That's where the character he operates from.
Downtown LA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit? Tell everybody about it.
Well, the Gumshoe Diaries is my version of an LA noir type of story. Detective. The lead character's name is Whitey Rude, and he's sort of different in that he's sort of lost in the 40s. He's a fan of the 40s, but he lives in present day, so he's always a little out of phase with everybody else. And he lives in a rundown old hotel called the Alexandria, which is a real hotel.
Oh, okay. And where'd you get the idea from?
Oh, I was a big fan of all that Humphrey Bogart and Raymond Land type movies. Huge Raymond Chandler and Dashiell Hammett fan. The Maltese Falcon and the Big Sleep, etc. And my granddad was the deputy sheriff and used to tell me stories of that era. And he happened to live in the downtown area, so I loosely named the character after him.
Well, I understand that you have a trailer out for it as well. Actually, I saw the trailer, and I got to tell you that it was great. You play Whitey in the trailer.
I do.
How was that?
That was a lot of fun. Shopped around for a trench coat. Never did find the fedora, but we did put everything together. Took a bunch of thousands of pictures and put the trailer together in the downtown LA area.
Oh, okay. And do you have fun shooting it, or was there a lot of people involved?
Oh, absolutely. I had my crew was there, my partner Jay, and we shot downstairs. We have a small production company put together after my first book came out called Pugnacious Productions, and we spent a good 3 to 4 weeks assembling all this stills and cutaway films, and then shot the picture of Whitey going through his arriving at his apartment and having his little narration over the top of the story.
And I noticed he was drinking some whiskey there. What kind of whiskey was that?
Whitey's a Jameson fan. Yeah.
Why Jameson?
That's right. Well, because he's Irish for one thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Granddad was a 6'4" two-fisted Irish drinker.
So, in the book, you tell us a little bit about Whitey Road. He's the detective. He's the main character. Mm-hmm. What does it involve? Because everywhere I look, at all the advertisements I see, it's all about Sally November.
Oh yeah, Sally November. See, the way the book starts out, first of all, the Gumshoe Diaries is a series of books I'm going to write, and the first story is Fortune Cookies Always Lie. So the lead character is this Asian girl who calls herself Sally November. She's a call girl, and she's murdered in the first chapter. And basically, she's the niece of Whitey's occasionally accurate snitches, a gay Asian couple named Jay Lai and Lou Wrong. So, and they own a Jewish delicatessen called Show 'Em You Like 'Em downtown.
Oh, that's great. And I've actually read the book, and what I really liked about the book was that, well, I won't give it away. There's no spoiler alert here, but I liked the dialogue. The dialogue was really snappy, and it moved along at a nice brisk pace, as they say. And I was wondering, did you have to do any research on that, because it was very authentic type of 40s, 50s type feel, or is that just something that you picked up on growing up?
Well, we started out at a young age as smart asses, and 50 years to hone the craft. So me and my brothers are pretty good about that, and my father's the king of them.
So it reads well, and it's a fun read. Another thing I liked about the book was I'm a big fan of when you read something when you feel like you're the only person in on it.
Yeah.
And reading the Gumshoe Diaries was it was quite a treat, because not only are you trying to guess the story, like what's happening next, and it's a fun read, but you also feel like you're there with Whitey.
Exactly.
And and what is the deal with always going to the hooskow there? This guy is going to the hooskow more than the police officers that work there.
Yeah, Whitey likes to spend his life on the edge a little bit. He was asked to retire from the LAPD basically for reasons yet unknown. I haven't really decided how I'm going to write those into the future stories, but there was a falling out.
Okay, well, this was great reading, and so this is not your first book. You have other books, The Migrant.
Yes.
KK Undercover, The Cookie Caper, and Haunted Field Trip, which is the sequel to KK Undercover. And I believe you're working on one right now called Gabriel's Promise. All these other books are either children's books or family-oriented books, more towards the spiritual side. Why the departure to the detective story?
I was just feeling a little wild side. I mean, I was always been, like I said, a big fan of the L.A. type of genre. And it just seemed like the time to write one. I wanted to do something with my granddad, and loosely based it on his life. And as a former deputy sheriff, it seemed like a good time to put something like that together. And I wanted something light, get away from the heavy messages in the earlier books. And while they're all good stories, but they're more epic, I wanted something smaller, a faster read that would, encourage people to stick with it and to have fun with it. I had fun writing it.
Well, I had a lot of fun reading it, and so I would say you accomplished that goal. Was it as much fun to write as it is to read? Or because I'm not a writer, so I don't know. I always hear stories, and other authors I've interviewed always say, well, it was painstaking, and it's a lot of lonely hours, and
No, I don't cry at the keyboard. Yeah. I'm not weeping over the keyboard as I type, but I crack myself up. I was having a great time with that. When I write, it's the same way as I read. I put myself into the story. It's almost like I'm watching a movie and I'm just typing down what I see.
So you wrote this in Los Angeles, correct?
I did.
Okay. Well, we're up here in Ashland, Oregon, in the great Pacific Northwest, and so my next question to you would be: have you ever thought about maybe penning something up here? There's a plethora of authors and musicians and actors with the Shakespeare Festival and obviously Blackstone Audio and all the creativity up here. You ever thought about maybe doing something up here?
Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of inspiration up here. I love this town. It's full of very creative people, and there's lots of eclectic little places to go to, good pubs to hang out at. So I could see definitely coming to the area and writing something like a good serial killer up here.
Right, that'll lift you apart?
Easily.
So, speaking of inspiration, now you told me that your grandfather inspired you for this book, and you wanted to write in that vein. But what do you read? Who do you read?
Oh gosh, I've a wide variety of authors I like to read. Currently, I'm a big fan of Nelson DeMille, The General's Daughter, Plum Island, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I love Anne Rice. I love the whole Interview with the Vampire series and Lestat. I like the classics. My hero is Mark Twain. If I could be like him, I would just be, in heaven. And like the older writer, Ambrose Bierce, etc. But then also the classics, the Charles Dickens, etc.
Wow, that surprised me. Mark Twain and Anne Rice in the same sentence.
I know.
So, you've been around the world, and we've talked before, and if you were to say to Whitey, here's a good vacation spot, here's where you need to go and chill out from your last crime-solving caper, where would you recommend him?
Well, right after Ashland, Oregon. I'll probably send him to Shannonbridge, Ireland, about 40 clicks from Tullamore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's to Ireland, huh? Will he be solving any crimes while he's there?
He'll be doing a lot of Jameson.
I'll do a lot of Jameson. Is that your drink as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for your time and coming down here and spending some time with us here. I know it's not down the road.
No, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to future books coming out. And I want to tell everybody that Gumshoe Diaries will be coming out in hardcover and paperback in September. Right now it's available as an ebook through justimagineItinc.com. It's also available on iTunes Library, Amazon, the Sony Reader, the Nook, so pretty much everywhere. And people can pick up a copy of that and get a good read in there.
Get a chuckle.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we look forward to your next project.
I challenge you to figure out the ending.
Well, I've read the book, but we'll challenge everybody else out there. And I do highly recommend it. Go on justimagineItinc.com if you want to see the trailer, or you have a blog as well?
Absolutely, www.authorhood.blogspot.com.
Great. Okay, everyone, I want to thank you, and we hope everybody had fun, and it was great having you up here again, Nick. And come and see us again next week when we will have David Phillips from Venice Beach, California, who is an artist. He does abstract paintings. He's also director of very surreal videos for bands, up-and-coming bands, Future Birds, and people like that from Athens, Georgia. Fine band, by the way. I think you've seen one of David's
I have, very
videos.
eclectic. I like it a lot.
Oh, great. All right, everyone. We look forward to you. Remember, the name of our podcast, available on iTunes and also on KSKQ Radio. And, of course, on our website is Get Behind Me, Now Stay There. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thanks very much.